Julian Jai here.
Hey.
And we got a speed draw for you, and I just want to say right now, sorry about the length. I'm tired.
Do you go to bed?
His eyebrows are on point. I always need to go to bed, but I never do. I really like him the best. Honestly, of all the characters that I drew, he just looks the best. Like, he looks the most bangable, even with those ears. I mean, you understand when you get through all of them.
That they can't see, thank God.
Yeah, no. This would be interesting if they could. That'd be pretty freaking creepy. I like the little twirl of his hair. I added that in there, and it was just like when I was doodling him on the piece of paper.
I think it's funny how this looks though, because it looks like he tried to cut himself and failed, but it still turned out pretty good.
It's just that natural, handsome devil,
Thing.
the devilishly look that's just so unfair. Because I tried to cut my own hair and look like someone shaved part of their head on accident or something.
Like her.
All her hair's just tied behind her in braids, but you can't see it. At least that's the plan for her. I really love his pants too. I love everything about this character. He's just tall, thin, handsome.
And you had to draw him twice.
He's got a big stick in his hand.
Where is it? I don't see it.
It's not there yet.
I didn't say anything.
What, am I spoiling the future for them?
Yes.
You're such a nerd. Look at those toes. I would love to have those toes. See, that's the worst part of it, is the feet.
And hands.
The only person who looks good on the feet is the person on the far right. The red one.
The ones without names.
Yeah. Well, her name's Jade. If that helps. They all have names. It's just you wouldn't know them. His hand. Why does everything on him look like a tree? You know, it's just very resemblant of trees.
He's supposed to be an elf, right?
Yeah, he's an elf.
So if he's an elf, wouldn't he mostly resemble trees? Because
Sure.
nature.
Because nature. That's a good reason. I really wish I had done thicker line work, but that's about the only thing on him. Because like, I'm really bad about it because I just focus on one area and then I zoom out and it's like, oh no, that was a mistake.
Yeah.
Because his pants are so light on the line work. It's just, I've told you this before, but it annoys me so much. I love his ears though. Like, they're so cute. And they both look completely different, but they match kind of, so it's great. Although I hate that I didn't make his stick touch the ground. I wish I had done that. Because it just looks like he's carrying a stick instead of having a walking stick, but it would have been a really long stick, so...
I'm really surprised at how short the stick is, though.
Yeah. Is that a joke?
No, I'm serious. Like, for
I love
drawing it and everything, it's a short stick.
I mean, my style is a bit weird. But I love the noses that I drew in this, because I did them a bit different than I usually do, because they're not just like circles on people's faces. They've got a bit of... Like, they've got nostrils and everything. And I try to do a few different noses, but they all turn out to be small and cute, because I'm stuck in my own little, what's it called, style, I guess.
Yeah, you haven't branched
Station.
out.
more tree clips. You're so funny. It looks like a butt. I say that every time, but it looks like a butt.
The thing that I think, because this is just the drawing of them for this video, but it's interesting to see like the anatomy and everything of it, and
yeah,
stuff you go through to.
My anatomy looks so bad. Fuck. What are you talking about? This is so
but it's
unrealistic.
still some anatomy, because compared to me,
true.
who can't do anatomy, so I probably can't draw like you.
I've been drawing for a very long time.
I can draw cute chibi characters though.
True. I can't do that for shit. Like, they just annoy me and then I end up throwing them like at walls and stuff. Because I don't know, I just can't capture that cuteness.
I'm gonna put my chibi character like in the corner here, so
You
all the
should.
people watching it can see it.
You can compare.
Yeah, my chibi compared to her.
I love how I went through all this like tireless detail of her body and then I just covered it with like freaking clothes. None of it shows up in the final thing. All the lines and stuff, all the ribs, whatever.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, this is my favorite part, guys.
Oh my god. Shut up. You were just like commenting my anatomy and... Well, I already said I hate hands, so...
Well, I know you don't like hands and it makes you
Hands
cry,
fucking
but
suck.
her... If you look here at her hands,
It's...
the way they're positioned, you have one hand resting like when you cross your arms. It just rests naturally on top of the other one, right? But the one underneath it, where she drew the other hand and it's facing forward, try and put your arms like that. Try it.
It's physically impossible.
You can't.
You have to have like a stub arm.
You like one arm has to be shorter than the other to do that, because that's just impossible if they're the same length.
The saddest thing is I didn't even notice that it was wrong, like, until she pointed it out.
And if you actually tried that, that's funny.
If just imagine yourself just sitting at home doing this, and you freaking look ridiculous to all the NSA agents out there. Shout out to my boys.
You're like, I love you guys.
My only real followers.
The only homie cheese out there.
Did you say homie cheese? Oh my god.
Cheese, G, like G.
Oh jeez, with the
G,
G.
G, 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 baby. No.
You stop
Okay.
collaborating.
See, look at that hand.
Shut up. Just doing line work. Don't comment on it, guys. Just don't notice. Just block it from your view. Put on some sunglasses. You won't be able to see it. And her name is Daubellera. The other one was Drain Ianthe. I was gonna tell you that, but I forgot to.
On the really far right hand side.
2
of the
down, 9 to
video,
go.
There's a height meter that tells
Oh,
you
yeah.
how tall they are. Drain is 6'9".
And well, he's supposed to be. It's not really accurate because I didn't get a ruler out or anything.
It's just
Yeah, and then I don't remember how tall Dawn was. She's probably like 5'6" or something. I don't remember.
This one is young.
No, that's Natalie.
That's Natalie?
Yeah.
Oh.
Smart ass. Remember we were talking about the noses?
Yeah, but you said it was young.
No, I said that's Natalie.
You said
Natalie is
that's
the
you.
one next to her.
You told me that was me.
No, I said it was me.
Oh, well. I was gonna say something, but
What-
now it can not.
No, it's
have to do
irrelevant.
with this.
Yeah.
It had nothing to do with what I was just talking about. It was something else.
What was it?
I don't know.
Liar. Okay.
No, really.
So the way I've started to get really bored by this time of drawing because I do that sometimes. So I was like doing really ridiculous stuff, and then I realized I drew on the same layer, and I was like, ah, shit. So I had to like change it because I don't like drawing the bodies on the same layer as the head, just in case I mess up. Then I have to erase everything. See, there you go. And so I changed it up again, and I did the little skirt thing, and then I was like, I don't really know what I'm doing anymore. Drew some knees in there, just like drew some really funky legs. Yeah, I was having fun doing all this though. So, I mean, I was kind of like, I'm just drawing bodies and it's all the same, but it's the same because I didn't draw any backgrounds or anything. But it was still pretty great. Now it's the time that you talk, so you stop me from rambling.
She had me do some poses for her.
I always have her do poses for me because obviously, if I had her done it with Aura, it wouldn't have looked so freaking bad with the arms thing.
Yeah, I kind of came in there and was like, I have nothing to do. Talk to me.
Yeah, we do that a lot. Just jump into each other's rooms, and be like, "Hey, you're not like watching porn or something? Great, let's just chill."
My goodness. Guys, this is rated R.
Rated R for teens.
No, for pirates R.
Oh my god, it got worse. And then I drew the cape. I'm drawing all the clothes right now, I think, which is pretty easy because like it's mostly just form-fitting stuff. Since she's the shorts. The shorts are so bad. Form-fitting stuff because she's a rogue, so she wears a bunch of.
As a rogue, you think she'd want to be hidden, so shorts are probably not a good
So these
idea.
are all, just to clarify, these are all D&D characters based off of how people describe them to me in the game that me and my family played like years ago.
As
And I
well as
decided
the
to
book
draw
she's
them.
currently writing.
Yeah, I got permission from all of them. It's no copyright shit. And
They're original characters.
yeah, they're original characters of the families, so it's kind of...
So what you guys...
This one is an OCOC because this one was not in these games, but she's been like my OC, my compatriot for that's not a word, I don't know, for like years that I've used since 7th grade. So 8 years, not 8. I don't know how to do math.
A long time OC.
7 years.
Okay.
That's how you math.
You did
I
this
just
on a
put my
microphone.
fingers together. This is math.
Count, cool.
Yep, that's it. And then this is my favorite one, the way I drew her body, because I'd given up. And I go over her and do her so many times, if you know what I mean? Just trying
Totally
to figure out, and the legs were the worst part for me. Because I'm just sitting here, I'm going, oh my god, this just all looks the same. They're all got the same pose. It's all so boring, so I just wanted to change it up with her a little bit. Plus, my eyes are really starting to burn at this point, like, staring. Just pretend this part doesn't exist.
The humor. We'll have to, yeah.
And then I tried to give her shorts, but it kind of looked weird. Like, I wanted to give at least one of the characters shorts. At least one of them.
Compared to the legs, because of the way you drew, like, the legs would be okay, But because of the middle section right here, the way you drew that, it makes it look weird. That's why.
Mm-hmm.
So if you had fixed that area right there to make the shorts look like shorts, like,
Yeah.
look up a
Like
picture.
that?
So natural, yes. No, you could have looked up a picture of
SpongeBob.
someone wearing shorts or something.
Yeah, I
A
went
girl.
totally referenceless on this one. I was just going from... Except for you, I use you kind of as a reference. A live action little play thing. I didn't actually use anyone for this pose, I just kind of
Did it?
brained it. Which probably is why it looks weird and choppy, but whatever. I think this one's my favorite one that I drew. Except for her. Her colors are kind of weird, but I like her otherwise. You'll see her colors later.
Later in the next video if you watch it
Yeah.
later this year, hopefully.
I have watched myself draw these people so many times by now, guys. Oh my god.
Yeah. She colored everything already. We just haven't. Well, we were going to edit the video, but who
And
knows
it got
when it's going to
so
be posted.
long. So y'all can watch that eventually. I don't even know when I'm gonna post this one. So
This is 5 times the speed of the video, so.
no. I just naturally draw this fast, guys. I'm so great. Like I just make quick decisions.
Yeah, her
So-
brain is really fast. She's just like, yep.
Oh, that's probably accurate. Did you see the crying face next
Face
to her
next
face?
to her. It's just like, why me?
I forgot to point that out, but yeah. And then I always draw the arms last. I have no idea why, but yeah. And she doesn't have a left arm. Well, she does, but it's like behind her, hiding.
Because she doesn't like drawing arms.
Yeah, it's like I was like, fuck it doesn't exist. And then turn off that layer and delete it, and then her name is Jade Annalore. Okay, so this one is a really funny one to watch, and she turns out looking really great, but it just looks really funny to start out with. Again, because I got super bored, and I love her braid. Her braid is my favorite part. It doesn't really look like a braid because I'm really bad at braid. Yeah, her ear was so off. Really bad at braids, but it looks cool and cute. She's supposed to have a beard too, but I forgot to put that part in.
Because she's a dwarf.
Yeah,
and
she's
dwarves usually are, regardless of whether they're men.
Oh,
or
yeah,
female.
there's a difference between dwarves and dwarves as well. In D&D terms, it's like an actual like race. Like the difference between elves and humans is the same difference between dwarves and humans, or halflings and dwarves, and all that.
Mm.
She's pretty cool. Her name is Young Rockseeker.
That's my
and-
character.
Yeah, Jasmine's character. And my favorite thing about her is that her tribe sucks so bad that they mine rocks. It's great.
That's why her last
Look at those
name's
shoes.
Rockseeker.
Uggos. Ugg boots.
Because as dwarves, especially in all of the Lord of the Rings movies or stuff you see, they end up being
Ooh, Gimli is
miners
my
or
favorite.
something. And so, when I was creating this character, because I wanted her to be the epitome of good, but in a really weird way throughout the story, so I was like, her last name's going to be Rockseeker.
Yep.
Yep.
And the funniest thing about her is that she's a freaking cleric.
Yeah.
Like,
So
she's a
she's
dwarven cleric.
Dwarven cleric, which is like, what?
I mean,
No.
the only thing worse than a dwarven cleric is a dwarven thief, because they're so freaking, like, loud.
No kidding. Party all night.
She's also
Yeah.
very, what's the word for it? Prolific, is that the word? I don't know, it's like, she's very sexual, I guess you could say. She's a really
very
cool character,
out there.
though. Very out there. I
She
mean,
has a-
I'm writing a book about it if you want to read it.
If you do, just comment below, like, what.
Yeah, tell me if you're interested, and then I might actually post it sometime, because I
Yeah.
never do. I don't know.
Or
what
we
I'm doing
might
about
print
these
it.
lines.
Who knows? I'm her editor for her book, too.
True, she does. Okay, I'm sorry about these hands. These hands take forever, and I'm half feeling like cutting it out, but at the same time, it's actually kind of good.
Because when she was making
I just,
it was so funny, our conversation earlier about this.
I fucking hate hands.
She hates hands.
I do hate hands. You saw my thing earlier, probably. What it is, I just want you. I mean, it's not like I do everything perfect on the first try. Like, look at these hands. They're like freaking sausages right now. That's all.
Basically, she's that little,
The little,
Kind
thing
of-
that I just erased.
circle flame-looking thing in the middle is supposed to be like a life stone or something.
Well, it's just like, it's supposed to show, like, life force.
Yeah.
Like,
and
she's a healer.
her hands is supposed to kind of be holding it, and it's not resting in her hands. It's
But
like
just,
floating.
Floating, yeah. And she's,
between
like,
them.
putting a guard around it with her hands, basically.
But she couldn't Julie
I couldn't think of it in my head. I needed a reference, and looking at my own hands from like my point of view wasn't working for me.
And because she, at the time when I went back to my room, she thought I was asleep, so she never came and got me.
So these are the hands that I go with, and they're super terrible. Like I'm super upset about these hands, but I was like, I've had enough. I'm done. What does that say?
I don't know.
Me neither. It was too far away.
It was so far.
Look at all these characters pile up against each other.
Didn't you draw all these lines in one night?
No, I did it
No.
in 2 nights because my eyes started to burn.
But
I did like most of them in one night. So I did like 8 of them in one night and 3 in the other, and then I started doing coloring. It took me 3 different days to do it, in like a total of I don't know, 6 hours, maybe less.
So the coloring, it was probably way more than 6 hours.
Yeah, she
'Cause-
did. Yeah, it's really long. It took me a really long time. Plus, there's probably in one video somewhere where I left it running while I went and did something else, so that'll cut down a lot of the time. But her body was super difficult for me because she's like a teenager, so she has like this super thin body, and I
Very little curves.
very little curves, no boobs or anything. But I wanted to make her look like a girl still because she's a girl and she cut her own hair and stuff because she's super.
What's her name?
Her name's Tilly or
Tilly.
Matilda.
This is Young Seeker's, like, basically Young Seeker babysitter.
Yeah, young rock seeker babysits her, and she calls her Annie Rowe, which is funny to me in the book. Because Natalie asked her to, because she decides to join the guild with everybody else, but she's super young and inexperienced and blah 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 blah. You know those good old what are those called?
I don't know.
Tropes. That's what it is.
Yeah.
A trope.
But all these OC characters' names, everything for the book and everything belongs to Julie and the owner of this YouTube channel.
Bitch.
So if
It's
we-
mine.
If
I mean,
we
you can draw them. I don't really give
Oh, yeah.
changes if you draw them. Just
do like fan drawings,
Or you can-
that'd be cute.
yeah, that would be. I would love to see other people's interpretations. Because, I mean, you get all the colors here and stuff of them, so you can, like, in their personalities you can get from the book, or you can just, like, interpret it your own way. I don't really care. I just find it interesting to see stuff.
I can't wait till we actually get the book done and published.
Dude, it's almost done. Well, I mean,
Well, the
It's-
first one? Technically?
I don't know. The timeline's a bit weird.
No spoilers. We're not going to tell you about
Yeah,
it.
I won't explain the book, because I tend to get overzealous and then spoil everything about the book.
Yeah.
That's
So
all.
we'll say it's a good book, and hopefully you guys will read it one day. And
Dude, that
have
was
her
such a
name on it.
smooth change.
What?
The point where I went from drawing her face to drawing the rest of her body, because I remember there was a block change between that, and it just
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
look like it. So I don't know if you noticed, but every time I drew one of these people's bodies, I drew it different. Like,
All the anatomy. This
Yeah.
one was around the time I actually came in to watch her, and so she was trying to show off her, like, skills.
I
She's
always
like,
show off.
this is how you draw a body with muscles and get everything right, because I can't do that, which is why
I even drew her toes.
I'm really reliant on references, and I think throughout my time of drawing, all my original ideas I did when I didn't have access to references, so when I was bored in class, or recently when I started to do my kind of artwork, like chibi, cute, kawaii characters based off of K-pop idols, but without looking at references from other drawings, I did it myself.
Yeah, and she's supposed to be really muscly and really. She's based off of my mom, because this is my mother's character, and my mom's a redhead, so it's pretty. And she's got green eyes and everything. It's just she's got freckles, the whole 9 yards. She's ginger.
Yeah.
Yeah, all that. I don't know what I was saying. I'm fucking tired.
Oh, her eye.
Oh, and like, if you saw me switching to another drawing, I do have other drawings of like most of these characters just on my computer. And I was like, I'm just gonna give her the same outfit. And this is super weird. I erased part of it and did another part, because I don't know how people do the thing where they describe one part of it. So I have a really roundabout way to do that, to move them.
And then when she was focusing on the eye in this part, I told her she could take the eye on the left and switch it, but she wanted that eye specifically, but just moved.
Yeah, I just wanted it moved, and it still looks wrong to me, but it's probably just because of the style, because I don't like the style. And then she did a pose for me on this one, and I was like, but it doesn't look right. She's like, well, you're not doing it right.
Yeah, I was like, you can't draw it on her thighs. It's not like her hands are in front of them. They're
So I
resting on the
sarcastically
side.
did it this way, and I was like, oh, that does look better. God dang it.
I was like, I proved her wrong. Yes, because I showed her the pose this way, but the way she drew it was the way she drew it the first time.
Yeah.
So, And then she had me do some other poses. Like, on one, she wanted 4 different poses, and I was like, I think you can do that. And actually, I only had 3 in my head. I did 1, she's like, okay, next. I was like, 2, she goes, closer, next. I did the last one, she goes, that works. And I went, dang it. Okay, well, I guess that's fine, because I didn't have a 4th one anyway.
This is my least favorite guy that I drew. Oh, look at this eyeball. This is fucking hilarious. I spelled it wrong the first time around. I do love that eyebrow, though. It's nice, tired. Yeah, I was freaking, my eyes burned by the time, so I was just like, screw it, we're doing this. Babby. That's what it says, baby. He's a little baby, he looks like a little baby, and I'm like, no, he needs to look a little older, so I redid his face.
What's the Winnie the Pooh character? The kid.
Roo?
Huh?
Roo?
Is that his name? That looks like
Christopher?
Christopher, yeah.
I thought you were talking about, like, the little baby,
No,
kangaroo.
it looks like a really, really babyish Christopher.
Oh, yeah, it looks like Christopher.
The way his hair is and stuff. His fucking
It's okay, good thing I changed him. Because the whole thing about Arthrin is that he has this red cloak or Artie, as I like to call him, that hides
Artie
literally
Nightblade.
everything on him. So it's hard to draw him because you just get like a red cloak.
You gave up on him, you're like, eh.
Yeah, I just switched to another layer and I was like, that's as detailed as I'm going. This is one of my favorite characters, and she's not even in the stories very much. She's like slightly mentioned, but she's
What's
like...
her name?
Miss Dahlia.
Yeah, she's my old character from...
I totally took liberties with her, though.
This was from one of our first D&D games.
Ever, like, we were so young.
Yeah.
And I love this character so much. I loved her name. Like, where did Jasmine come up with this name? It's so amazing.
I was
Miss
like...
Dahlia.
When I was sitting there, I thought of Miss...
She's got a little wine glass in her hand and everything. It's so cute.
And then I thought of AOL, and I went, Mistalia, and I went, I don't know. But
late.
the way I spelled it was Mistalla, and my dad kept being like, you can't spell it that way. I was like, well, that's how I spell it, because the way I say it is this way, and so it's going to be that. And it was such a weird argument.
That's funny. No, because we all spell it differently. She puts 2 L's in it, and I just put like 1 L or something. I don't even know what it is anymore. But the funniest thing was she came up, she's like, my name's Miss Dolly, and I was like, mine is Rachel. That's what I came up with, guys. I feel so great. And Jeffrey came up with some weird rock guy that didn't have a name. Ragnarok or something.
Yeah, Ragnarok. Because when we were playing it, I was like, I want to be an elf, so I'm going to be very fantasy creature-esque. And so I was like, this will work. And it's just, I like it. And whenever I see him spell it wrong or say it said like this when I created the character, it makes me so mad.
So here I go, and I'm just putting in Lily is supposed to go there, but I didn't really want to draw her because I was like, meh on her. And there's a few other characters that aren't here. Eric, who is like a blacksmith guy turned paladin, who is so cool. And then there's a really tall guy who is taller than this piece of paper that I had. He's an orc, or half orc at least. And he's like 7 feet tall. Well, he's over 7 feet tall, and his name is Rank. Which is really cool.
Came up with that name.
Yeah, because it was one of my brother's characters back in the day, but I couldn't remember his name.
So I came up with a name just for the hell of it. Was this another day when you were drawing this, or was this the same night?
This is in the same clip. So yeah, it was in the same night. This is right after I drew Mistalia. I was just like, I'm doing this, and then I wrote, I'm not drawing the face. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry. And then so I was like, I want to approach this a different way, so I shaded in the body, and then I went over with the with what I wanted the thing to look like. And then I did toes again, because, I don't know, I like repeating ideas, I guess.
Going over it, make sure you like it the way it is.
Mm-hmm. And I don't change her design later, but I just completely, like, redo the outline and everything in the face and all that. And, like, later I just, like, completely scribble out the face. I don't remember when, but I just get so mad. And she's got a little rose in her hand, and it's really cute. And so this is all just gonna be the, I think she's the last character I draw.
Yeah. Throughout this whole process, I think it's interesting seeing how she goes through the characters individually, but as the time goes on, you do get worn out, so.
Yeah, it does, I get really worn out. Like, this was over 2 days, and I still was, like, super exhausting. Well, thanks for watching, guys, and I hope you guys have a really good day. Goodbye!
We'll see ya. Have fun doing what else you're doing. Bye.
I remember years ago, someone told me I should take caution when it comes to love. I did. And you were strong and I was not. My illusion, my mistake. I was careless, I forgot I did. And now when all is done, there is nothing to say.